Welcome back, dear viewers, and you are still watching the Breakfast Show. And in this segment of our program, we will talk about the celebrations marking Media Day here in Egypt, which coincides with the 31st of May every year. And the chairman of the National Media Authority, Hussein Zain, congratulated all media professionals on the occasion of their 89th anniversary. He emphasized the role of national media professionals towards state institutions, wishing them more success, progress, and continuing their national role in providing meaningful, enlightening, and educational media. And to shed more light on the importance and the role of media these days, we are joined by Dr. Mervat Abou, Professor of Mass Communications at the American University in Egypt. Good morning, Dr. Mervat.
Good morning.
So, Dr. Mervat, can you shed more light on the importance and the role of media in instilling values, ethics, and behaviors that benefit the society?
Okay, first of all, let me greet all media stakeholders and on the Journalists' Day. And I really am very grateful to have this opportunity to greet everybody.
Yes.
So thank you for having me. I think what I would like to highlight would be the challenges that journalists and in all fields, in TV, in radio, audio, video, broadcast, and print, especially with regard to online and electronic media channels, be acquainted with how to deal with the challenges that are growing and evolving so speedily before even we process what effect they have on recipients, in terms of cultures, in terms of habits, information, and of course big chunk of fake news and inaccurate elements that now, with all the evolution of technology and artificial intelligence and open AI and ChatGPT, all these would actually facilitate writing reports, even investigative reports, that are totally not written by experts. So, I mean, to be aware of all these impediments, to be able to face these challenges, and there is no way, and it's either to make it or break it. Yani, there is no way that if we do not face such impediments, such predicaments, it's not going to be possible to survive in this world. And I'm not saying that this technology, all the technology is bad. Of course not. I'm a big fan of technology. But the speed with which it's evolving, حقيقي, is making us, our heads spin. We have so many factors that are being discussed as especially within the national dialogue in media discussions. And the awareness of such impediments and how to face them has been discussed. There are so many channels of discussions. What I would like to really highlight, for the last thing that I want to do is to really shed light on 4 elements regarding these challenges, to be able to face all fake news and stories that have nothing to do with either inaccurate stories or stories that are fabricated from scratch, to be able to involve the youth much more than what's happening now, to make them more aware of how we need to listen to them. And I mean, we need to have channels for our youth to express their needs. They are the best to try to plan the road to the future, because it's their future, and to be able to make this kind of passion to the current status quo is not an easy thing, because they have so many challenges that they are facing. So that's one channel that I'd like to highlight. Another would be women. Again, real problems that women face. I know that we're living in a phase that we have never. It's unprecedented that now we're enjoying such enormous حقيقي ما شاء الله يعني positive status due to our great president. بجد I'm so very grateful. However, there are certain problems that we really need to hear them talking about, and some of them are simple to really satisfy. And the last point would be children. حقيقي this file, children's file, we need to look into it much more seriously, because they need to be aware of the technologies. They need to be aware of the dangers of the technologies, because this is their world. In my time, technology was minimal. In your time, technology was يعني نص نص, يعني you're half here, half there. But in their time, in a 7-year-old child's time, I think they are living a virtual world that is fascinating, that is so attractive, that nothing can compete with it. So they need our dire attention to make them be proud of being Egyptians, to be able to really talk to them the way they not in this kind of way that we used to be talking to our children, because now they are so much more savvy at what's going on in the world at large. So even the cartoons and the Arabic language, the Egyptian slang Arabic language has to be promoted. And has to be, and you wouldn't believe. I work with students in different entities, and the creativity, the passion, it's really fascinating. But so they need media to allow them, to give them this kind of channels to show this, and to really cultivate this kind of culture of how to become aware of our Egyptian culture.
Yes, Dr. Mervat, from your perspective, what is the significance of media in helping the state achieve comprehensive developments in all fields?
What's the last word?
Yes, the role of, from your perspective, what is the significance of media in helping the state achieve comprehensive developments in all fields?
In all fields. Okay, that's a big area of. We really are working in channels that are parallel to try to satisfy the needs, and they are tremendous. But my concern here is to really grab the attention of the audience to watch our national television, to bring back Maspero to its glory. Maspero used to be our glorious set of or source of media in all channels, in all fields. All right, and throughout the year, the competition has become so aggressive, and unfortunately, there have been so many elements or factors that have not really given Maspero its status. We need to recreate. We need to give this file to younger generation, and the younger generation would depend on the expertise of the older generation, because without the expertise and without the knowledge that the older generation, our generation, have, they would really, it's like they are going to reinvent the wheel. That's for the state to really fulfill the mission that it has been going through in a very productive way, is to involve the younger generation, involve those who are the stakeholders, those who are going to be actually dealing with future, all sorts of, in all fields, مش بس يعني economically, culturally, amongst them would be media. So I think one of the most important channels would be to educate, to make them aware, and to be able, because mind you, I'm not talking only about journalists' mission. I'm talking about what we refer to as citizen journalism, because citizen journalism would be any individual who's not a journalist at all, but he has the tools, or she has the tools, to shoot a story, to write a story, to comment on a story, and to share a story. And this story can be something that has nothing to do with reality. So they have to be held responsible, but before being held responsible, they have to be aware of. عشان كده, what is one of the most important factors, or one of the most important elements that I always, I go around even during my sleep trying to promote, is media literacy. Media literacy and awareness, not only for the technological development, but كمان for those who are now actually using media, and they may be unintentionally or intentionally abusing media. in terms of especially social media. I'm not talking about old channels طبعا. For the state, I'm sure, I know that the state now has held those who مثلا share fake news. There is the legislative law 151 for privacy for the year 2020 that has been updated. The cyber law. There are so many legislations, but the point is that nobody's aware. Very minimal would be aware of the legislations and the ethical codes that now have been updated to face or to match the technological and the artificial intelligence age we're living in. So I think the state mission is not easy because they have to be, all stakeholders have to be, all of us actually, educators, journalists, people who are in the professional field and people who are in the academic field. They really have to work together with all calibers in Egypt to try to promote this kind of approach. Because we are all responsible for every single piece of information that we share, especially on social media.
So also, Dr. Mervat, how can the role of media be maximized to catch up with the tremendous development in the world of media these days, especially in light of the presence of internet and social networking pages?
As I was saying, it's the awareness. We have to be, the stakeholders, educators, journalists, professionals in the field, we really have to be aware to what extent this kind of technology evolves and the speed with which it evolves, and to what extent it's very difficult to match the impact of such technological development on our culture, economically, socially, within the community. Politically. So I mean, it's not an easy mission. However, we have to, as I said, to make it or break it. Because if we do not match the evolution of technology, we would lag behind. And lagging behind is not something that we can afford, especially with the status that Egypt is in. Because Egypt is, mashallah, may God protect it. It's like a diamond, and everybody is looking at it, and everybody wants to take part of it. So I mean, to keep it and to keep its Egyptian identity with all our lovely citizens, we really have to work together to maximize the media literacy, to maximize to what extent media literacy in terms of everything, the legislation, responsibilities, what are the articles that they have to know, not really study, but to know of, to be aware of, your rights, your duties, what would be invading privacy, what would be libelous, how you're going to, if you write something or post something that may be not true, that would be defamation. You may face a court case. So that is in the legislation part. In the ethical part, who would give you the right to expose somebody's, who had been in an accident, and you simply take footage and shoot it. The justification that we all have to be responsible for. So I mean, to really be able to manage how people use media, how journalists use media, how academics use media, would call for this kind of media literacy approach.
I'd like to thank you, Dr. Mervat Abou, Professor of Mass Communication, the American University in Cairo. Thank you for being with us. Dear viewers, short break and we'll be back.